Welcome in, the Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we'll get you caught up to speed on the latest news and rumors on your Baltimore Ravens. We'll be talking about Melvin Ingram. Also, we will catch you up to speed on everything you need to know regarding your Baltimore Ravens coming up in just a matter of moments, including the possibility of a Patrick Queen trade where things stand right now. Before we do, though, folks, we're getting closer and closer to 10,000 subscribers here on the channel. I believe that we can get there this week, but we need your help to do so. For the latest happenings in your Baltimore Ravens, subscribe now for free today. We are just over 100 subs away from getting there. The more subscribers we get, the more content we can bring you. Simple as that, folks. We do live shows from time to time. We also do our watch parties here at the channel for some of the more marquee games, and if we want to do more of that type of content, we got to continue to grow this channel. So subscribe now for free today. You'll be glad you did, and we'll get started with today's show. We begin here on the Ravens Rundown with Melvin Ingram. And I know we've talked about several names throughout the offseason of players that the Ravens could bring in, but I don't believe we've talked about Melvin Ingram on here. Pro Football Focus has suggested that the last player that the Ravens should sign before the season begins is the edge rusher Melvin Ingram, who most recently played with the Miami Dolphins. Here's more from Pro Football Focus. Ingram has been a pillar of consistency in the NFL, recording 9 straight seasons with a 70-plus pass rush grade. A year after Ingram was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs and immediately became their best edge defender for the stretch run. He signed a steal of a 1-year deal with the Dolphins and once again played at a very high level, far outpacing his compensation. The Ravens have 2022 second-round pick David Ojabo returning to the lineup after rehabbing a torn Achilles during his rookie season, and they are hoping for 2021 first-rounder Odafe Oweh to take another step, but adding a designated pass-rushing veteran like Ingram would make a lot of sense to fill the void left behind by Justin Houston. It's funny they mentioned Justin Houston here because here's my idea. Nothing against Melvin Ingram. I think that he's a fine football player and would be more than okay with bringing him to the Baltimore Ravens, except for one thing. Why not Justin Houston here? Like, Justin Houston had 9.5 sacks last year, more than anyone else on this roster, in the same scheme, okay? And it showed no sign of letting up. I think he's better than Melvin Ingram. Like, well, why? Why, if you're the Ravens, would you take Melvin Ingram over Justin Houston? I'm taking Justin Houston here. Melvin Ingram is fine, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather have Justin Houston. That's where this doesn't add up to me. Now, let's compare. Melvin Ingram previously played for the Dolphins, Chiefs, Steelers, and Chargers, a 3-time Pro Bowler from 2017 to 2019, and consistency is there for Melvin Ingram. He's had 6 career seasons with 6 sacks or more. Not too bad for Melvin Ingram at this point in his career. Let's take a look at his statistics for the last 4 seasons. You can see last year with the Dolphins, 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 7 tackles for loss. In 2021 with the Chiefs and the Steelers, he had 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. And the year prior, in 7 games played, had 10 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, no sacks or no fumbles. In 2019, had 7 sacks. Now, comparably speaking, let's go to Justin Houston. Okay? Justin Houston, 9.5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble last year. 2021, 4.5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble. 2020, 8 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble. 2019, 11 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles. To me, the numbers, besides just the idea that Justin Houston already is walking into a good situation, that he's the veteran of this bunch that's, coming off, I think, one of the best seasons he's had, considering 34 years of age and still pulling off 9.5 sacks. Why would you go this route? Just comparing the numbers, okay? I'm going with Justin Houston every time over Melvin Ingram. To me, that just doesn't add up, quite frankly. Pick one to sign. Would you rather go Melvin Ingram or would you rather go Justin Houston? If you had to make the call, which guy are you selecting? Chime in the comment section, pick one, let me know. Type M for Melvin Ingram, type J for Justin Houston. Let me know what you think one way or the other. Rumors continue to heat up about linebacker Patrick Queen's future with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, we've heard Eric DeCosta say that he wants Patrick Queen to be around for a long time, that they view him as a Pro Bowl linebacker. But here we are to this day as we begin the month of July now, and no trade has been done, no extension has been done. So, what's going to happen here? What is the end game? Here's more from ProFootballRumors.com, what they had to say about the situation where things stand right now. It's not the ideal scenario for either side, but both sides are going to feel they have leverage in this negotiation. Queen, having just completed the best season of his career, will want to get paid for his best football. The Ravens, on the other hand, secured one of the league's best linebackers to a fifth-year deal and drafted Clemson linebacker Trenton Simpson in the third round of this year's draft. Now, personally, the way I look at it, I don't think that there's any leverage here for Patrick Queen. I think the team has all the leverage to make this move, decide how this is going to go. And there's two reasons why I think the Ravens have all the leverage. For one, you drafted Trenton Simpson, who could already be the replacement to Patrick Queen. And if you're fully confident, fully believe in Trenton Simpson, then you don't necessarily need Patrick Queen on that front. Two, he's already under contract. Patrick Queen, I mean, you're not going to sit out this upcoming season. You're going to play for the Ravens if you have to. So for me, the way I see it, the Ravens got the leverage here. But we'll see ultimately how it plays out. Should the Ravens trade Patrick Queen? Weigh in the comment section. Tell me what you think. T for trade, K for keep. Tell me what you think. What should the Ravens do one way or the other with Patrick Queen? Let me know in the comment section below. More on this, by the way, of what Pro Football Rumors had to say about this. Queen and the Ravens both appear interested in a long-term relationship that keeps Queen alongside Smith in Baltimore. The Ravens, likely anticipating the desires of their top 2020 draft pick, have bolstered themselves with Smith and Simpson. If Queen decides to draw a line on his worth that the Ravens can't reach, the team may be ready to move on from the ascending young player and seek compensation for what they eventually lose for nothing. More on this in just a second, but first, 4th of July shirts on sale now. 4th of July just around the corner, and you can get your Ravens red, white, and blue gear on sale now at chatsports.com/RavensUSA is where you can find these. Chatsports.com/RavensUSA, and I can tell you, they look great. You represent the flock and also represent America at the same time as we celebrate this great holiday. Get yours now while supplies last. That's chatsports.com/RavensUSA, and you'll be glad you did. You'll be looking good, feel good, you'll play good, have yourself a good 4th of July. Now, think about this when it comes to Patrick Queen. He struggled in the first half of last season until Roquan Smith showed up, and then he was a good running mate for Roquan Smith. And you could say as a whole that Patrick Queen, although he's been good, it's been kind of underwhelming. I think we all would be lying to ourselves if we were sitting here saying that we weren't expecting more out of Patrick Queen. With that said, if Trenton Simpson is ready for the big stage, if he looks the part in camp, in practices, and all that, then the Ravens have an easy decision to make. Then you take the cheaper linebacker, the younger linebacker, and you get what you can out of Patrick Queen. Don't have to pay him here. That's what I'd look at. If you're fully confident, if Trenton Simpson's ready to go, you got Roquan Smith already there. Trenton Simpson could be just fine, and you might not even miss a beat potentially. Trenton Simpson last year with the Clemson Tigers in 12 games played had 72 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. I thought he was a pretty good pick. Good job by the Ravens. We'll see what he does here in his first year in the National Football League in 2023. How likely are the Ravens to trade Patrick Queen? Scale it for me in the comment section 1 through 10. What you think the chances are of a trade with Patrick Queen happening. Let me know what you think. 1 through 10 in the comment section below. Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live. Summer of Jones continuing. Just had a nice weekend in Chicago at the NASCAR street race. Had a great time. Now we're back in studio and enjoying ourselves here on the channel. I got you covered talking about your Baltimore Ravens. And I'll see you next time here on Ravens Rundown.